Jung said the first step in any therapeutic process is confession, and it's the same in every religion. And
Hmm.
so at the sort of first thing that every man must do is admit to the pain he's carrying, admit to the dysfunction that is happening in his life, admit to the fears and the insecurities and the weaknesses that he has inside of him, that it's very likely that he has never communicated to another human being on the planet. And I
Hmm.
can't tell you how many men I've worked with where they've done the therapy, they've worked with the psychologist, they've gone to the coaches, and they still have never talked about really big parts of their life and their past, the
Yeah.
abuse, trauma, things that they
Hmm.
have shame around. I mean, it's baffling.
Hmm.
So, and I was the exact same way. So,
Yeah, for sure. I think that takes a massive act of courage to go there, because we don't like that. No human does, but I think guys perceive it as weakness. Even I have some guys are like, well, I don't want to tell my spouse about that because I don't want to have her to carry that burden or whatever. So they just kind of hold it. I don't want to tell my kids that. I don't want them to know. It just, yeah, it festers. And then if it's unconscious, you'll think, oh, that's just the way life is. And this is my fate. And a lot of guys will come and go, how do I unfuck my life? What do I do? Is that the first step? Is just confession?
yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's the most uncomfortable step.
Sure is.
It really is. And I mean, like I wrote about in the book, like I moved my stuff into storage. I moved into the back of my car for, 2+ weeks because I didn't want people to know about what was happening in my life, about how I had screwed up, about how I had lied, how I had cheated, how I was suffering. I just didn't want people to know about it. And part of it was because I was ashamed. But the other part of it was that I wanted to continue to keep maintaining this illusion of who I was,
Right.
So, and that's the hard part. Again, your identity, your ego structure, it doesn't want to change. It does not want to shift. It prefers those patterns, those behavioral patterns, even when they're dysfunctional. It wants to choose those dysfunctional behaviors of porn and weed and women and booze and lying and cheating and whatever it is. It wants to choose those things because those are known, those are safe,
Safe. Yeah.
those produce a result. They help to alleviate something that's happening inside of you that's uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And so it can feel like death beginning to admit that some of these things exist, beginning to admit where you are maybe fallible, or failing or have a weakness or feel insecure, or are just, straight up in pain.
Yeah, it sounds like a grieving process in a way.
Totally.
Yeah, and then, of course, we don't wanna feel that either. That's the way is through.